Well, hello and welcome to another episode of Nerd BS. We are on episode 46. It's Sunday, the 13th of November. And I'm Alan, and we're sitting here talking about whatever is recent or that we've been involved in recently. So, how are you guys doing? And just go ahead and introduce yourselves when you start talking.
Involved in. I like how you phrase that. I've been involved in many
Mm.
different soirees lately, and I'm glad to be back here. Sorry I missed the last episode you guys did, but it sounds like you guys held it together without the strong foundation that I am, the
It was
pillar
hard. Yeah.
of the podcast, if you will.
Oh,
Oh,
What?
should
Oh,
I
and
continue then?
that's Tomas has been bitten by something. I'm not sure. I think
I'm
the
just
zombie
saying
apocalypse has started
the
to happen.
pillar. I
I
mean,
was giving you guys, yeah,
I'm
like
just,
the congratulations for
We have
keeping it
kind of a
together.
tripod going on here. I mean, yeah, if one of our
This is true. You
sections
know I'm kidding. I love you guys, and
falls.
I missed being here. I was out with something, probably the flu.
probably.
I didn't get a flu shot this year.
Yeah, there's definitely neither did I, and I've been meaning to because I got like the COVID vaccines, and then I think it was the second one or the first one. I got the flu shot. It was
Hmm.
like the first time I had gotten the flu shot in a long time, and so when I heard there was a new flu shot, I was like, all right, I'm gonna go get one. And I just
Mm.
never did, so I never found my way down
Yeah,
to get it done.
Yeah,
yeah. So I'm with Kaiser, and Kaiser sent me saying a text message like, "Come get your flu shot," and I was like, "Oh, I should do that." And then they called me and left me a voicemail. "Come get your flu shot." Oh, I should do that. And then it was on a certain day, like you'd come down and get it for free. And I
yeah.
think it was like last week on like Wednesday or something. Anyways, I missed the day and I was like, oh crap. So I'm just waiting for them to text me again and let me know that there's another free one.
Another day set up.
Yeah, I just go to like Walgreens, I think is lot and just sign up for it. It's real easy.
Yeah, Kaiser's really picky about where you get your stuff done. Like,
They can be.
Gotcha.
I like them for the most part. We have Kaiser as well, and I've realized we're on. My oldest kid is 3 years old, and we have a 1 year old daughter, and so we've been like either in the hospital
mm,
or going in and out for appointments for the past 3 years, and then they always get me. That's when I always get my flu shot, right? So
mm,
because we're just there either for appointments or checkups, and this is the first year we haven't needed to go in,
mm.
so I didn't. That's why I didn't get one because I just haven't been there.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah. So I went the other route, and I guess I got the flu. The whole family did. It was rough.
Mm.
Yeah,
2
there's
weeks
definitely been
long.
something going around. We have my sister-in-law also got sick, and I've been seeing it. Oh yeah, my Brian, he's been on here a couple times. He also got sick. So and then you guys got sick.
Yeah.
I keep hearing it. I started wearing a mask a little bit again because I was like, oh my goodness, I don't want to get this
Mm.
flu.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah, you
thank you.
don't. It's just annoying. But I am Kyle, and
Yep.
I'm glad to be back. So that's my intro.
There you go.
You want to do your Insta and Twit?
You can find me
Instant twit. Oh
I
my
mean, it's
goodness.
just a short.
We could do
instant
that.
twit.
Tomas is like he's ready to plug. He's in. He's like,
Well, okay.
where do I plug?
Okay,
Oh,
Uh,
I'm really focused on it because I know that like when my book comes out, this is gonna be like one of the main platforms that I'm out here like being like, go buy the book, you know what I mean? So it's
do you
like,
have a release date for that?
no,
Oh, okay.
I'm getting like, so I sent something recently to the illustrating department, and they were like, it's the editor is looking at it, and so I was like, all right, well.
he's got it right here on his desk. It
You just
is
let me
only
know when
buried by a couple other papers.
he's finished that.
Yeah.
You you let me know.
I
It's not like
just
I'm.
start being pushy, man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
you may need
like I
to.
said, I sent them an email a couple weeks back, being like
Yeah,
asking them.
Oh, that's
squeaky
too
wheel
long.
gets the
You
oil.
gotta it's gotta be weekly, man.
That's what I would say.
Like I don't know what the
I can see why
relationship
he's
is.
hesitant, though. I mean,
Obviously,
maybe
this
he's
is. I don't want to like give you. I don't even know the situation, but
exactly. I'm just saying, like, I understand why he'd be hesitant because, like, maybe, yeah, it's easy to say, be all squeaky and, maybe you'll get the treatment. or they'll drop you, or the editor will be like, "Nah, I'm not working
Yeah,
with this guy.
Yeah.
You have to find a
nagging.
different
Yeah.
editor." And it's like,
Well,
"Oh my goodness,
I
this
do
is
have
your first book. You don't have any clout yet."
I do have
Mm.
a contract for this one, and they do have to publish this one. So, or else.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
well then.
if the editor's like, "Never mind, I don't want to work with this guy," like, "Oh, now we got to find a new editor."
Yeah, fair.
I have no idea
Yeah,
how it works,
you
but
know
I'm
what
just
though?
I've met
I'm
my editor.
guessing.
What if, hey, how about this? If anyone listening, send us some advice. If you hear this,
There you
what would you
go.
do in this situation?
Yeah, if you wrote a book and they're just taking their sweet time getting back to you on
So what is your
editing,
Insta
Oh,
tweet?
my
Insta-twit.
Oh,
That's not bad.
my Insta-tweet, they're the same at smallsfd as 86. So just go there. I just put up a new story on my website, smallsfds.com. There we go. I'm done. So what's your Insta-tweet, Kyle?
Skyboston_video games is just Instagram for me. I do sell games on Mercari. I haven't been selling on the Whatnot app, but I might do like a holiday one. Who knows?
Yeah.
We can maybe save this for Soapbox, but I don't really like that app anymore.
Oh, that's curious. I'm curious. I did see your studio when I went to your place the other day, so I was like, "Oh, this is where the magic happens, huh?"
That's a part of the problem too. It's
Yeah,
a little tight on space.
for sure. Well, we have our podcast stuff. We have nerdbackstory@gmail.com. You can contact us there. You can also contact us on Twitter for, as long as it's staying afloat and if it hasn't just completely burned apart and been destroyed by Elon Musk. We do have a Twitter at nerd_BS. We also have my Twitter at SkyMatrix. I've been just kind of watching the ship sinking. It's been kind of fun to see the insanity that it is over there. And if you haven't heard of what's going on over there, look it up. It's very fascinating and it's insane.
Either way, I think if he somehow turns it around and it ends up being better than it was, I'm glad. And if it just shuts down, I'm also just as glad.
Yeah,
It's just a social. If it shuts down, we'll find something else. But yeah,
it is an interesting thing to watch. I will
Yes.
agree with you.
For
And
sure.
I was hoping that he would turn it around for the better, but it is getting a little messy.
But well, we also have a Discord that we all talk into, and I usually put the links to all of this stuff, or at least the information about all this, in the description. And usually a Discord link. I try to put a new one in each video, so if you're on an older episode, the link may not work. But if you're on the most current episode, it should work. If not, all those other places you can contact us to try to get involved in our Discord, where we talk about all sorts of stuff while they're happening. Usually, either memes or whatever that's
You're
going on.
pretty good at that, Alan. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I try to keep the Discord going, and also we have another guy in there, Pick, who seems to post quite a bit of information as
Shout
well.
out to that boy.
For sure, he's really working in the background.
For sure.
But anyways, so looks like I guess we want to do this. We do talk about Batman quite a bit. So why don't you want to lay this one down, Tomas? Or is you gonna get a little emotional, or do you want to? You actually posted about this on Twitter, and I was like, "This is like the first tweet I've seen from you that wasn't involving like a book thing." And I was like, so I responded to it because I had no idea. I hadn't heard the news yet. I was like, "What is this? What is going on? What did I miss?"
Yeah.
And then after that, I got my whole, I got flooded everywhere on social media about it. And I was like, "Oh crap!"
Yeah, I mean, like, I was pretty shocked by it. Actually, so Bri, a friend of ours, sent me a text, and I woke up and looked at my phone, and I was like, "Oh, what? Really?" At first, I kind of thought he was playing like a really morbid joke on me, and I was like, "I don't think it's real." So I looked it up, and I was like, "Oh man, yeah, I saw it." So I posted it. Yeah, 66, man.
Yeah, so for those of you listening, Kevin Conroy.
Oh, sorry, Kevin
the
Conroy.
voice of Batman.
You
Yeah,
should have.
I tried to set you up for it, but go
You
ahead,
should.
Kyle.
You should have
Continue.
done
I,
it, Alan, because obviously I am. I
I
am
thought
all.
I thought he was getting into it. I
I'm
thought
all dazed up.
you did lay it out. You laid it out
Yeah.
well. Kevin Conroy, the voice of Batman, passed away at 66 years old. Just a few days ago, at the time of this
Yeah.
recording.
He's definitely one of the Batman voice, I think, of all of our,
Oh yeah.
for the animated series, the video games, even the majority of the animated movies. He's done the voice for. He's also done the voice. He actually played Bruce Wayne one time, I think, on The Flash, one of the DC
Yeah.
Oh,
shows. I
really?
One of
think.
the DC.
Yeah.
I thought it was Batgirl, but it
That would
might.
make more
Maybe
sense.
back. I don't know. It was one of I don't keep up with it. I saw pictures of it
Yeah.
that he
Yeah.
was he was playing. He did, and I heard about it. He played Bruce Wayne one time in one of the multiverses, I guess, that they were doing. So,
He is the voice I hear when I'm reading
yep,
Batman,
Mhm.
like a
Mhm.
comic, and
for sure.
yeah, it definitely was a surprise. I don't remember hearing about him being, being sick or anything, and that's relatively young for someone to
Yeah.
pass
Yeah,
away.
in this day and age, it is definitely
Yeah,
young.
so
Uh,
it was a
they
shock.
do. They do know that it was cancer intestinal.
Uh,
Uh,
Hmm.
that he passed away from. Uh,
Maybe he
I,
didn't talk too much about it
yeah,
then.
I don't know if he talked a lot about it or not. I'm kind of looking that part up right now as we go.
It.
Uh,
I mean, most of the celebrities, they don't talk about it unless they feel it's necessary. I mean, it's
yeah,
just because that's on that. That's all they hear after that because they get interviewed all the time. So after
That's
that,
yeah,
true.
it's just gonna
Yeah, like
flood.
with the Chadwick Black
Chadwick
Panther.
Boseman, same thing. Yeah, he said
yeah.
that's what he was saying is he didn't do it
Uh,
either because of that.
I'll say this: there was
Partially.
a regret on my part. I remember he was at some sort of Comic Con I went to, not the Comic Con, but there maybe a smaller one.
Yeah.
Um, who knows? A while ago that I went to, and he was there, and I just didn't take the time to go see him. There was a line, and I regret doing
Uh,
that. So there's someone out there you enjoy, you're a fan of,
mhm.
go get their autograph. Tell them how
Yeah.
much they mean to you.
Yeah. I man, I never went to any of the cons or anything. So yeah, I see some of these people with like pictures with him and stuff, and I'm like, man, I should have gone to some of these things because I don't live that far from some of them. I don't know why I've never gone, but just I guess time. But yeah, because yeah, growing up, he was Batman in the cartoons. He was then in my teenage years. He was Batman in Batman Begins. Well, my early teenage years, Batman Begins, and then and then later on, he was the voice in Arkham and a
Yeah.
lot of
Oh man.
movies that have
Yeah.
come out. Like,
Hmm.
but man,
Hmm.
For
it's
sure.
just
Him paired it with Mark Hamill
oh,
as
I
the
know,
Joker. It's just like
I know.
that's Batman and the Joker for me.
I know that was one of the big selling points too for the Killing Joke when they put it out on video. Was
Hmm.
that was one of the big selling points was it was going to be Conroy and uh
Mark Hamill.
Mark Hamill together again. Um,
Yeah.
so yeah,
So
Well, he
our
will definitely be
condolences
missed.
to
Yeah.
the family, and yeah,
Oh,
maybe
mm,
watch the animated series or one of his many Batman renditions.
for
mm,
sure. Yeah. Check out something while you're at. I think the entire animated series is on HBO Max. So if you have HBO Max, it's a good place to start. I think most of the movies are on there too. So
I I got the Blu-rays and I ended up giving them away to
no,
a
really,
friend. Yeah, I don't have time to watch the whole series.
it's a
And
lot.
like
Yeah. Oh,
Alan
the
said, he
Blu-rays of
can
the
stream
animated
it.
series.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I gave it to a friend who
It's
would
not even that.
probably
It's
enjoy
not
it
really
more.
that long either, but it is still. It's a lot of. It's a lot of dedication to go through a series.
Yeah,
I struggle with it myself a lot of the times. If it has more than like one or two seasons, I start second guessing even bothering trying.
yeah,
So,
fair enough.
but anyways, like you said, he'll be missed. and we're going to move on to the Black Adam. Apparently, it's been out for a bit. I think I don't even know when it came out
Yeah,
anymore. I wasn't losing track, but
it's been
Tomas
out for a
went and
while.
saw it, and he. What did you think, Tomas, about
Yeah,
this
I
this
will.
up and coming star, the Rock Jane Dwayne Johnson?
I I went and saw it. Um, I
Yeah.
I don't know if Dwayne Johnson saved the DCU or not, but I I enjoyed the movie, and I mean, it was nothing that was uh like it's not a masterpiece of cinema or something like that. But it's fun, and I've
No,
started
that's
to
good.
realize it. Yeah, I've started to realize lately that, like, yes, it's nice to go to the movies and watch something that just blows you away and keeps you guessing the whole time, and none of the characters are the norm, they all they all are original and different. Yeah, that's great, but I mean that doesn't happen in every single movie. So as long as the movie just entertains you, then just why not just give it a good rating? I don't know. I've seen a few things more than I would like to see about how it's not a good movie and blah blah blah, and it's boring, and why it stinks and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
yeah, there are some stuff in it that's like, oh, this could have been done better, or oh, that could have been different. But in the end of it, by the end of it, there were moments where I was like, whoa, and moments where I was like, kind of like on the edge of my seat. And there were predictable Rock moments where he looks into the camera and lifts one eyebrow. I mean, yeah, he's gonna do it.
It's
Like,
like
come
in the
on.
contract, I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure, on one side or the other.
I don't know. Anyways, I enjoyed it. I
How
I
how
didn't think
long
it.
was it? Was it over 2 hours?
I think it was, and that is one of the critiques for me. There was a point in it where it kind of. And it's the same thing that I feel like every DCU movie falls victim of, is like they get to this crescendo and then they
Mm,
come down from the crescendo and you're like, "Okay, and that's a good note to end it on." And they go, "Oh, but wait, there's more."
yeah.
You're like, "Okay, but
That's a
it's
really good point.
it's not as good as what we just saw. We could have just walked away."
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, let's end
So,
on the high note, right?
yeah, it's like they wanna throw something in that's even more amped, but it doesn't. Yes, it's more amped, like, it's bigger stakes and stuff like that, but it's gotten to the point where the stakes have gotten so stupidly big that you're kind of pulled out of it, You're
Yeah.
like, "Oh, well, okay. He
That's
has
kinda
to win. He
like
has to win
the
now." Like,
Snyder cut was kinda like that, because the other thing was like 4 hours long, so you're just like,
yeah,
"Is
Yeah.
this a TV show now, or is this a movie? Because
yeah.
we're all over the place.
So, it did suffer from that, in my opinion,
It's
and there
2
were
hours and 5 minutes.
is so it was probably not the longest DCU movie out.
No,
No. Well,
definitely
you
not.
just
I
said
mean,
there was the Snyder Cut was like
Well,
4 hours.
yeah. I mean, but I'm
well,
just saying, like, out of all the normal
it's
ones,
shorter than Shazam,
yeah,
and
okay.
for comparison, the new Black Panther movie, the Wakanda Forever, is 2 hours, 41 minutes, so
Okay.
that's a that's
Well,
an
Yeah.
that's
extra
good.
po that's like an
How
extra potty break for me. 3 hours? Like, I'm probably
Yeah.
gonna go twice.
So
uh,
I would recommend going and seeing it. By the time, credits and stuff are done, I'd say it was probably about, although you do have to sit through all the credits, so maybe it is a full 2 hours and 5 minutes. I was gonna say maybe you can shave off a few minutes, but sit
well,
till the end if you guys go, unless you've already.
there was an after credit scene. Okay.
Yes,
That's what I
yeah,
was wondering.
yeah.
All right, well, check out Black Adam. It was good.
Yes.
Uh, but was it as good as Morbin Time?
Mhm,
Apparently, Kyle saw
mhm.
Morpheus and has decided that he could not talk about it. So,
I could not. I mean, we're looking at, picture of the year contender
Oh,
with
wow.
Morbin Time. Have either of you seen it?
I've seen it, and
Okay.
I've seen it,
So
and I
Yeah.
you're on the same page. You already
For
know that
yeah,
the class of this
yeah,
movie is
for
just
our
it's on another
Halloween
level.
episode, I was trying to get Tomas to watch to
I
do a
won't watch it
Morpheus.
again. I won't do it again.
That's where we landed. And we were trying. I was like, let's do a Morpheus episode just for fun, just to see, just to get get a
Dude,
movie and just bag on it. Really, not
I
really
honestly,
Morpheus, but yeah.
I'm definitely being
Oh,
sarcastic if you couldn't tell. I couldn't even tell you what happened in it. I'm trying to remember. It was a
oh,
couple of weeks ago when I watched it, and then I had to watch the pitch meeting, the YouTube series, the pitch meeting on it.
I actually haven't seen that one. I should
And
watch.
oh yeah, I mean it's those never really miss, to be
Yeah.
honest. Um, but yeah, it made it pointed out the flaws even more. It just there's a lot of stuff. Even Marvel's falling into this right now, but they're
Mhm.
just kind of going back to like that. Remember when
Well,
the
this is Marvel.
Fantastic Four movies? It is Marvel. You're right,
Well,
but
you
it's
mean
Sony,
Disney
right?
Yeah,
Marvel?
I think you're right. I think it's Sony.
Yeah, I meant more of like the Disney
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
Marvel. Yeah, you're right. It doesn't feel like the good Marvel. But
No.
it's starting to remember the old Fantastic Four movies, the ones
Yeah,
with
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
it's starting to get back to that where it's almost a little it's not even campy. It's just like not good.
Yeah.
And
Just
Yeah,
it's
that is I think that's the issue right now we're having with like Sony versus Marvel. Is it's like you have Marvel movies and then you have Sony Marvel movies. And so
yeah.
you have the Venom ones that have been good, but you've had a lot of
Yeah,
bad ones too that go
yeah.
hand in hand with them, like Morpheus. A lot of people
but
would
even
consider
Venom ones,
the
like
Amazing Spider-Man movies as well before that.
true, but
Um,
they had help,
I
right?
would
They
say
had a
that
whole
I would say I would say the
MCU backing it up.
Spider-Man I would say the Spider-Man movies though, at least uh s- you had what is it called? Presidents. You had presidents where people had paid big money for the first three trilogies. Why not make it again? And then yeah, you
Yeah,
had the Amazing Spider-Man.
yeah.
It's
There's a
just
I think
foundation there, right?
they were just hoping to get another Venom because Venom did
yeah,
really well, and that's all they were trying to do was try to get another
Here's the
Venom.
thing: Venom's not like memorable, in my
mm-mm.
opinion. Like I'm not gonna go back and watch it
I
probably
I
ever.
I
I
mean,
don't think I don't
I disagree. I
I don't
enjoy. I've watched Venom multiple times.
well
I've
my
enjoyed
thing
it.
is my thing is I don't think Venom's very memorable either, but it goes along the same vein for me as Black Adam, but it was
Yeah,
fun.
it was fun.
And
I'll give you
so
that.
so I can watch it for going, "Oh, I just want to watch a fun movie. You know what I have? I want to watch Venom. You
Yeah,
know?
if it was on, I'd watch it.
Yeah.
Obviously, Morbin time
Oh,
would
yeah. If it
just
was on, I'd
I
break the
would not
TV.
I would not stop on it. There's a lot missing. A lot of the acting was forced.
I,
And then the
I
whole
don't
plot just fell apart like almost immediately. It was like, what is going on? So
yeah, also, I don't know who thought it was a good idea to make the special effects of their movement be like someone throwing paint across the screen.
yeah,
Like
like
was
that's got to be the focus, right?
yeah, it is
When you make a superhero movie, the action has to be you have to be able to see it.
yeah, and when they just kind of blur across the screen, I'm just like, "Wait, what? Is it they move? Oh, okay. We're over here now." Like it was poor visual effects in my opinion. It was I don't know. I don't I think I'm off of Jared. Not that I was ever on his wagon, but I'm done with him.
You were in love with this Joker, if I remember.
I I
I'm
didn't
just
mind I didn't mind the new I know you're kidding because I didn't like his new Joker, but I didn't mind his new Joker in the fact that, like, if he had any more airtime than he did, yeah, I would have despised it, but
or
I
maybe it
was
would have
like,
been better. He really
maybe,
anyways. We talked.
maybe.
I'm sure that Joker has been talked about to death.
But
Uh,
anyways,
yeah.
and
The
the villain, wasn't the villain just goofy?
Yeah, that's okay. So that's a good word for where superhero movies are going, and I'm hoping Black Panther isn't like this. It's goofy, where everybody's just like it's not even over the top. It's just like goofy. There's a good word for it. Like what?
It's
There's no point to what he's doing.
yeah.
He
I
never
mean,
really explains it.
his character has never shown that level of vanity before in his life. And now all of a sudden he's friggin' oh man, what's the guy who Narcissus from the
Yeah,
Greek play? He's Narcissus now. He can't stop looking at himself. And it's like, your character never showed this before. Why?
yeah.
This feels awkward.
It was
Like,
it is poorly written.
yeah.
So
Oh,
it's available to watch, by the way.
Yeah.
On
You guys
Netflix.
can go on Netflix and watch it because
That's a,
unlike New Mutants and unlike what is it, all the X-Men's and stuff, Disney did not pick that one up.
you guys can have that one. We'll throw you a bone, they said. We'll let you
We
have
don't,
one of the Marvel.
we don't want this on the channel. Let's just who wants this?
yeah.
I know
They
it's
don't. They don't have
Sony.
any of the Sony ones. Yeah, they don't have any of the Spider-Man ones either on there.
Yeah,
It's
Oh,
but
they don't
silly.
have any
they
of the Spider-Mans? I thought they had
No,
them.
they don't have
Oh.
Spider-Mans.
So they just have the X-Men's then. Is that the mutants?
Yeah, well, they bought Fox. That's why.
Okay. Okay.
They don't. They don't
yeah,
own
but
Sony.
they ain't
so.
fighting. They ain't fighting to get those ones either.
Yeah,
I'll
it's
tell
No,
you.
they're definitely
Maybe
trying to get
Spider-Man.
them.
Maybe Spider-Man.
I'm sure they
Maybe
want
Venom.
Spider-Man on there because at least that would be the
Yeah.
whole MCU.
Yeah.
But
I-
let's Morbin all over to
Excellent. Well
to video
played.
games. There's been a lot of video games recently that have come out. And
So many.
and they're still coming too. It's the holiday season,
They don't
game
stop
after game.
coming.
But we do know the most important game that came out recently, which was Sonic Frontiers. I don't think anything else came out that was as big.
No,
Sonic
that's
Frontiers, yeah.
definitely
By
upper-
top tier.
upper tier,
Yeah.
Is
yeah.
that
That's
that
what
the biggest
everybody's talking about right now.
one?
Everybody. It's all of
Sonic
it's streaming.
Frontiers. Yeah.
No one's streaming anything
Yeah,
else,
I don't
really.
think there's anybody. I mean, there's nothing else right now until Pokemon comes out.
I mean, Sonic's really never
You don't
been
feel like-
at a low point.
Like you
So
honestly, you can look me in the screen right now and tell me that you honestly believe that's the biggest game right now.
I can't think of another one. What? I mean, let's see. There's
yeah,
Sonic.
I mean, there's other games
There was a
out, but
Splatfest this weekend. Maybe that was what you're
Oh,
talking
yeah,
about, right?
Splatoon, yeah,
There was a
yeah.
huge Splatfest for Splatoon. I mean, but it didn't come out recently. It came out a little while ago. That was buzzing pretty hot. I know.
It's got a bald guy in it who's got anger issues and walks around breaking
anger
things.
issues.
Who
You
walks
talking
around
about
breaking,
Eggman?
who walks around breaking things and then goes
You're
and
talking
then
about
goes
Dr. Robotnik, right?
no
Yeah,
no
He's also. I know it's confusing. He's such a heavy hitter character, but he's also in Sonic Frontiers.
Dr. Robotnik has more of a mustache, whereas this guy has more of a beard mustache combo.
Mustache, yeah.
Yeah, like
Oh.
it's not a mustache when it's that big.
Well, I'll
When
let you
it's
think
that
about the
big,
name, but Sonic Frontiers did come out, and once you think of the name, we'll come, maybe we'll talk about it.
I'll let you
So,
finish talking about this hedgehog.
To be fair, though, let's switch gears here. We're gonna stay on Sonic Frontiers, but this Sonic game is actually very important for Sonic because he hasn't. I'm being completely honest now. All jokes aside, he hasn't had a big hit in a while.
Yeah, he really hasn't.
And he kind of needs this to be.
Yeah, it literally came out
brand new. Like it's not a remake. It's not a remaster.
brand new game. Yes.
Yeah, and it's supposed to be along the lines of like an open world, like the old Dreamcast Sonic style games. But
So have
Yeah.
you played it?
I have. I've played about 2
yeah?
hours of it. Yeah.
So
I've
Tomas,
been
if
playing
you would pop in the Discord once in a while, Alan got
Well,
a couple
I've been
copies of
talking
the
about
game.
it.
I got a game recently that has taken up my time. So let's just calm it down. All right.
So yeah, Alan has.
Anyways,
Sonic
I have been
Frontiers.
playing Sonic Frontiers. My wife did pick it up, and because I actually wasn't thinking about getting it right away, I was gonna wait for a bit before I picked it up. But she found out about it, and she's a Sonic fan, so she got excited.
Yeah, because
and picked it up.
Walmart
Oh
is
wait,
messing
yes,
up.
I saw this. I did see this.
Yeah,
I
you
did see
commented
this.
on it.
I did
I
see this.
remember.
Yes, I did. Yes, it's been a long week. All right, it's been a long
That's
week.
fair. That's fair. Same
Yeah.
here. But yeah, Alan, your wife got a good a good deal too,
Yeah,
Yeah,
she
that
honestly, because
was so
Walmart
good.
Walmart and their pricing, like, it's already been on sale. I don't know if it's on purpose, but it was on sale again today.
Yeah, it's been
I
floating
think
all over the
accidentally.
place.
But it
Yeah,
was but it
it's
was
been a
more than
couple
on
accidental
sale
ones.
what she got.
Yeah,
No,
that's
She
true.
got, like she
she
got smart.
got they put it on they put it on their shelves at a price that wasn't accurate. It wasn't even their system properly, I don't think, because they had to take it to the
Could it
front to
well,
even check it.
Sonic only has about 37 games on the shelf at
Yeah.
once, so maybe just a wrong
There's a lot of
SKU.
games. He's got a lot of games. That hedgehog is a busy hedgehog.
But
Uh,
again, he needs this one to be like a W.
and I think
Like,
this might be the W that he's looking for, and I think this might be the next Sonic adventure from what I keep seeing from the reviews and stuff. Now, it's not amazing from what I've been understanding. Most of
how
the
much
reviews I
time
keep
have you
seeing
put in?
around 7. I put about 2 hours in. I've been really enjoying it. The gameplay is really fun. It's very fast. It's you can definitely tell they took some hints from Breath of the Wild. Like,
Hmm,
because you have this open world and you have these the subtlety of the creatures and the glowing, you know how they have like the glowing lines in Breath of the Wild and stuff like that on the creatures on the the statues and stuff.
mhm.
The Frontiers has they have that a lot of that aesthetic, but it is its own aesthetic at the same time because it's more of a realistic looking feel compared to
Yeah,
Breath of the Wild. It doesn't have uh, that art style they went with in Breath of the Wild for the simple fact that it's running on the Switch,
right.
and because it's not running on the Switch, it I think it definitely looks better like overall than Breath of the Wild so far.
Yeah.
The gameplay has been extremely fun and it's been very fast. I've only encountered a couple things that have kind of bothered me. Just weird stuff. Like for instance, like I was running out of like the beginning area, and I did like how whenever you discover a bit of the map, they kind of show like some of the stuff that's in that area that you can go back and go find that you missed. So I was doing that. But when I was going back, like the boosters were going the opposite direction. So I was running up a hill a couple times and I ran up
Mm.
and I would run into the booster that would shoot me back. And just weird little things like that. It's like you
That's
designed this game to be like open world, but like you have these weird things in these places that makes it so it's difficult to like go back in the direction I'm trying to go, or just annoying to do
yeah, a little
here and there.
counterintuitive. I
Yeah,
I feel like Sonic games have been doing that for a long time, though.
yeah, and they have these like
Oh,
digital levels that are interesting, but they're more the traditional 2.5D Sonic levels. I don't know if you've
Oh,
played
yeah,
those
yeah, yeah. Mhm,
styles like Sonic Colors and things like that.
mhm.
Uh, and they have like 30 of those from I've understood beyond
so
the world.
so do you just play as Sonic, or do you get to play as all the
So
band?
far it's just been as Sonic, and that's what I've understood.
Uh-huh.
And the reason why I said I would compare it to like Sonic Adventure is that you can tell this is a very ambitious title. It's doing well. People are really enjoying it, and so I feel like it's going to be kind of like Sonic Adventure, where the first one's was good, but the
Mhm,
second one kind of takes it to that next step. So
mm.
I'm hoping that that's what we're going to get here. This is going to be a good foundation to get something
Yeah,
next.
that's what I was
Yeah.
gonna say,
Alright.
Yeah.
that if anything, you could take some feedback and even, update this current game or make the next one with all that feedback from the fans of what they want and what would be good in a Sonic game. But, I mean, they even brought back Big the Cat. I don't know if you guys are
Yeah, I
familiar
think
with that
they
character?
brought back he's the fishing person from what I've understood because they've already
Yeah.
talked to him about him when I was playing the game.
Sonic,
Mm.
yeah, he was introduced in Sonic Adventure and kind of a meme before memes were a thing back in the day,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
but became like a staple character, and
Yep.
they
Mm,
brought him back, and it's like, good, like, thank you. Quit making these
mm.
other they keep making other stupid characters. I couldn't even tell you which ones, but,
Yeah, there's a pretty big cast now. I think a lot of them are gonna find their way in Frontiers. I haven't gone through it yet. I plan on coming back to Frontiers maybe next week if I can actually get through it before then, before Pokemon comes out, really. But
So
to see what my final thoughts are of the game.
would you consider this an open world game, an open world
Oh
Sonic?
yes, no doubt.
Okay.
It is completely open world. Like I've already been exploring and stuff like that. I don't know if there's as many nooks and crannies as like Breath of the Wild, but there's definitely a lot to like walk around. There's a lot of stuff
Is
around.
it an overwhelming open map? Like, I swear,
So
seriously.
far, it hasn't
Like Elden
felt
Ring?
overwhelming. Yeah, no, nothing like that. It hasn't felt anything like that. So far, it seems like there's a lot of open space,
Mhm.
with like just things sprinkled around. But like I was saying earlier, like it seems like at least the two things I've been looking for have been pointed out on the map for me, so I can literally mark them and then go to it. It's not like I have to
Mm,
uh, seek anything out yet. But again, I'm pretty early in the game, so I don't know
Yeah.
how much it's going to open up. But it hasn't
right.
felt very overwhelming. It's felt like I've been pretty able to knock things off quickly without having to be searching around too much. So,
Yeah.
but it is a Sonic game versus like
Cool.
I don't know what they're going for exactly, but I'm curious to see where it goes. I'm really enjoying it, but I don't really want to focus
Let
on
me
it
ask
too
one more
much more.
question. Just
What's
one
up?
last question then. Do you like run around and then hop into a level like Mario 64
Yeah,
style or
no, yes, kind of. It's kind of like that. That's a good way to do it. That's a good way to say it. They don't have as much to do like in the Mario 64 levels, but there's more of them.
Hmm.
Yeah, it is kind of
Oh,
you
okay.
wander around and there's like these statue things, and you have to make sure you bring the certain material to unlock it. And then when you lock it, it takes you to a level, which is like a more traditional 2.5 Sonic level
Okay.
Okay.
with
Oh,
the
okay.
red rings and everything.
Okay, that
Um,
makes sense. Like you were saying that earlier. Got it.
yeah, so it's nice because you get a little bit of both. You get the new open world thing, and you also get a little bit of traditional Sonic too.
Yeah.
So it's nice. But I've been enjoying it, and I'm curious to see where it goes. But well, so did you finally figure out what game that was, Tomas? That you swore
Oh
there was
well.
another game that came out around now?
Yeah. I mean, yeah. There was this game with
Pretty indie
Kratos.
title.
Yeah. It's a pretty
Kratos, I think. Kratos.
it's a pretty
Kratos.
little unknown game by
Yeah, like
little.
indie developer, I think.
Yeah. I don't think they've ever made anything before that was quite
This is
this
literally a
level.
sequel.
Yes, this is literally a sequel. God of War. God of War is what I'm talking about. I just recently, well, I didn't recently get this. My fiance was kind enough to get this for me recently.
Nice.
So I don't know if it's an early Christmas gift yet. It might be, but
Oh yeah, you got to clarify that. Like,
oh.
is this a late birthday or early Christmas?
So I actually started playing it mainly this weekend, yesterday, and a bit today. I'm really enjoying it. It really definitely feels like I'm going back into the world of the first God of War.
Yeah.
I I actually really loved about this one when you started this one up, it gives you a thing saying like a recap for last game, which I really liked because the last time I played it, God of War, was PS4 days. Oh, like
Oh,
way
my
back in the day.
bones.
Did you say a recap? Like there's a recap for the first
Yeah,
game or
there's a
whatever?
recap for the first game telling you like how you got to this point.
Oh, good.
Like,
So if I wanted to play it, I could just not play the
yeah,
first game.
yeah, you could honestly.
You
Good,
haven't
And
because
played it,
I
Alan?
no,
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 I thought
I've
you had.
downloaded it
I just.
twice. Does
Oh.
that help?
that's that's
Um,
that's
Does
still
that
not
help?
playing it.
but
That's
I
still
but I
not playing
never
it.
I never turned it on. I just was like, I'm
Um,
gonna play this later, and then I never went back to it.
You could
And then
um,
eventually deleted it.
mainline that first one pretty quickly. Like if
Yeah,
you
you
don't
were.
do
I
any
think
side
I
stuff,
was
yeah,
visiting you, and you said you ran through it like really quick.
you
But
could do it in maybe 20, 25.
Imogen Imogen went through it. She beat the first.
well,
The
I'm sorry. I'm
temptation is
just
that you're
Yeah.
not gonna just do just the main line though. There's so many
yeah.
side things
Oh,
you need to do.
That's kind of
yeah.
why I that's why I was having a hard time doing it because I knew there was a big open world because I was like, ah, man, that's something. Do I really want to just like focus my time into that game right now? But
Mm.
that's neither here nor there. So keep going about
Anyways,
the sequel.
I
Yeah.
so far I really enjoyed it. So far, right off the bat, man, you get to
Batman.
you get
Batman.
right off the bat, you get to start off. It's a really intense moment. It grips you right from the start. Um, I really like how this is a story, and even the characters play like it's a story. For example, if I wander off on the map, off of the route that I'm supposed to go, and I'm with someone that is other than the boy, uh, or Artreus, it will the person that you're traveling with will be like, "Hey, we're supposed to go this way, right?" And your son, Artreus, will be like, "Oh yeah, my dad likes to do that. He's just looking for treasure." Or, "Oh yeah, he likes to break things." Um,
Yeah,
and so it's
Oh yeah, he
explaining
has
it through this.
Alzheimer's. He just kind of wanders sometimes. We're cool.
he's a
We just let him wander
he's an
around a
old
little bit.
god. He's an old god.
He ain't hurting anybody.
But those moments kind of felt fun to me because
Except
I
for all
was
those
like, "Oh
goblins.
yeah, it's cool." Because this character would have no idea why this person that they're supposed to be leading somewhere is suddenly wandering off this way, going like, why are you
How
going
would
that
you
way?"
like to be? I guess that's like a D&D group kind of, right? Like, how would you like to be
Yeah,
with like, "Hey, can you guys take me to this town over? It's pretty dangerous. Why are we like wandering around the woods now? Like, what?
where are we?
I'm paying you to take me to the town. We're really getting distracted
I
here.
I
I
need
think
a
we're
new
further
chest plate.
from my house. I think we're further from my house than when we started. How Yeah. No. Um. So I, of course, though, haven't seen that much besides good praise for God of War. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I've been seeing tens like
Um.
all over the place.
Yeah, I've heard a lot about how it might be contending for Game of the Year against Elden
Of
Ring and
course.
stuff like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah,
Um.
I think I don't
So
know. It's a sequel though, so it might
I
not.
feel
I
like
mean,
I wouldn't be surprised if it beats Elden Ring just for the popularity
just
alone.
for this sequel part, I think it will be Elden Ring. Although I will be honest, I the it I like Elden Ring more.
Well, yeah, but all I was saying is
Yeah,
Elden
I
Ring is
there's
like a hard title, whereas
yeah,
you have to be willing to dedicate that time to it. Whereas
yeah,
God of War,
Yeah, but
everybody can play it.
yeah.
at the same time, Alan, you plus I've heard of a couple other people who've never done Dark Souls
I
went
have
and
jumped
beat
on the Elden
Elden
Ring.
Ring. So
Yeah.
it's
And
we
I
could
say
talk
I
more
did
about that.
enjoy my time with Elden Ring, but I wouldn't. I personally would even consider it Game of the Year. That's just
Yeah?
me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fair, and I think we could
yeah,
talk more about that as we get closer to the end of the year.
that's
Yeah,
fine.
yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Excuse me, but I think Elden Ring's going to be better because it's not a sequel.
Mhm.
It kind of is. It's more of a reboot, and
Yeah, it's
I
meant to be like a fresh start.
yeah,
Like,
it is. Yeah, definitely.
mhm,
And Ragnarok is a sequel, and
mhm,
I've seen mostly good reviews, but I have heard a little bit critiques about like, well, it feels a little stretched because there was a story they wanted to tell, but it
mhm,
didn't quite fill out the second game. So there's all this extra stuff that kind of stops the story cold. And I haven't played it. It's just what I've
mhm,
been hearing and reading in reviews.
mhm,
And I might actually play it soon because I don't want to get it. I don't want it spoiled. When I played
mhm,
the first one, I played it this just recently,
mhm.
and I didn't play the original one because when it came out, I was not a dad. But
Yeah.
then when I did play it, I was a father of a young boy, and it definitely hit different than if I had played it,
Mm.
whatever, 4 years ago.
Interesting.
So,
I I
I watched people play it when it came out for sure.
one of the things that I find really nice about this is they make reference as to why you don't have good gear anymore and stuff like that.
That's
Um,
clever.
they make reference as to why you're having to re-explore new terrains that you should have already known where everything is, you know?
Yeah,
So they do a good job of making it feel like, yes, there was a game before this, but don't worry, you're still going to be out here in a fresh world.
right.
And I think they tackled that really well. Now, granted, I've only played for I think when I turned it off this afternoon, I had played for about 7 hours. So I'm barely scratched the surface, and that is because I'm running everywhere, doing everything. I'm not just main
Yeah.
story, main story. I'm sure if I was main storying it, I would be much further along than I am right now. It doesn't feel slow, although, like I said, I feel like I've just scratched the surface and I've already done 7 hours, so maybe it will start feeling slow. I know that was one thing for Elden Ring for me. That towards the end of Elden Ring, towards the end of my 500 hours of Elden Ring, I was starting to feel like I don't
Oh
think I want to
yeah.
play this
I
anymore.
was
Really?
I was there at the end because I was like, because I didn't really want to do that game on my own, and I was just like, I just want to beat this game. I'm done. I'm ready to finish this, but
Mm.
I feel like I'm close. I just want to
Yeah,
finish it.
yeah,
Yeah, that's interesting. Well, we'll have to see. I will probably get God of
yeah.
War Ragnarok. The thing is, and this is just a personal thing, I don't want to pay full price. And
Hmm.
the other one is part of PlayStation Plus now,
Mm.
the original one, and I bought a physical copy for like less than $10.
Oh yeah.
And I
And
know with
Black
this
Friday is
one's
coming soon. I bet there'll be at
yeah,
least $10 to $15 off. I almost guarantee
That's a
it.
good
yeah,
point.
you're right. So for
That's
me, I hate paying full price for video
yeah.
games, and I think
I'm with you.
there's $70 now.
Hmm.
And it's not just that; it's just paying full price. It's just for me.
I I
Uh,
will also say graphic wise, and I don't know if it's because you play much more focused and much more close up on Kratos than you do in Elden Ring, but s- they have done a very good job with graphics and detail. And man,
hmm,
there are
that's
some
cool.
times where I'm looking at Kratos and I know I'm playing a video game because I'm holding the controller in my hand, but I'm watching the cutscene, and there will be like that brief moment where I'm like, "Oh, I think I need to pause this. I gotta go to the bathroom. What episode is? Oh wait, no, this is my game. Crap. You know what I mean? Like
Mm,
I'll get lost in it thinking that like I'm watching an animated show or something like that. You know,
yeah,
Yeah,
like the graphics are just amazing in it.
it,
It's
that's
very mind blowing.
it does
awesome.
look spectacular.
Well,
Yeah.
you heard it here. God of War Ragnarok is good. It's a controversial topic, but
It's not quite Sonic Frontiers, but
yeah, but it is not quite Sonic Frontiers.
it's
I
almost there.
mean, are you a blue hedgehog in God of Ragnarok? I didn't
No,
think so. I
you're
didn't
not.
Yeah,
think so.
can you go
Um,
fast? Not really.
do-
Not that fast.
You can
Battles
run, but
take
you
forever.
can't. You can run, but
it's
you can't
Sonic
throw in a
Run.
little ball and like.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So what's even the point? Sorry. Anyways, I wanted to talk about this real quick because it just ended today. Splatfest ended. So we had our. I know you guys are really excited.
I
No.
We
I I know at least I know what it is. I didn't want to participate. It just it
yeah.
was a busy
So
weekend.
Splatoon 3, if you don't know, all the Splatoon games have do Splatfests. It's just a big event that takes place in a weekend that people pick a side and then you battle it out all weekend, and then at the end of the weekend it's all tallied up, and then whoever wins gets a little extra bonus. As long as you play, you get 21. Maybe as long as you play the appropriate amount, you get almost enough. You get like 21 of the shells. If you win, if your team wins, you get 23. So it's not, or 24. So it's not like that crazy more. You get like three more. But we had a Pokemon themed Splatfest, which was your favorite starter. What starter do you prefer to start with? Grass, fire, or water? So
Water.
what would you pick, Tomas?
Water.
Water, okay. Kyle, do you play? We want to pick one?
I don't
Or are you gonna
play.
pick?
If I were to pick, it'd be was
Confirm.
fire one? Did you
All
say
right.
Yes,
fire?
fire was a choice. Fire was a choice.
So
So
so there's been
Even
one
higher.
person. So fire. Okay, so we got a fire, water. I picked grass. So actually, I was thinking I had a reason for that. So this is the third Splatfest in Splatoon 3. The first one was rock paper scissors. The second one was it was gear. So it was, if you were stuck on a deserted island, what would you want to have?
mhm.
Gear, um,
Yeah, that was a
food,
clever one.
or fun stuff. Fun. So those are the three options. So, and then this one was I just said. Each
Pokemon.
time the same person that picked it, so they have the three announcers, and they each pick a side. So the person who picked what they picked, they're a fan favorite of the audience. So they won twice. And so this one, everybody thought that they were going to win again. But they didn't. We actually got a difference. They picked grass, and I picked grass because I thought that actually was picking the one that I thought would win because I didn't really care about the three different options. I was like, I like Pokemon. They're all fine. Whatever. So I picked grass because number one, I wanted to pick the one that she picked because I thought they would win again. Number two, I thought the potheads would all pick grass. So I was like, there's gonna be a lot of potheads playing, I'm sure.
And you
And
thought
they're all
they'd
gonna
be
pick
good?
grass.
Yeah.
Thought they'd be,
Yes,
like,
I've
sharp
played with a
and
lot of
on
potheads
point?
that are very good at video games.
Well, it's the
But
hours.
it's Splatoon.
The hours of practice.
Yeah. And there was a lot of art of pot
Yep.
marijuana art with Splatoon.
You know
all over
what
the
I've
place.
noticed is some of the better teams I've faced against all just have Japanese characters.
Oh
And
yeah,
they
the
just
Japanese
own.
they do
So
really good job.
whatever Pokemon they would pick, that's what you should have picked.
So I should have picked water, which is what I wanted to pick because they actually won all down the lines. So the way they do it is every time you level up your catalog, you get a conch shell. So that was one of the things is what team got the most conch shells. Whatever one you voted on at the beginning, they split it up, and grass only got 25.80%, which I didn't know that. They actually didn't get very many. Then
they were playing at first, and then they went to go make a sandwich and never came back.
Yeah, they forgot to play. Yeah.
God of War.
Anyways, but also my brother-in-law he wanted to do grass too, so because he likes grass types.
Yeah.
But anyways, and then there was open, which was like the regular, and then pro, which is like the more ranked one. So water actually swept the entirety of it. They won all 4 categories.
Wow.
And got all the points.
Jeez.
So they just stomped the Splatfest.
Yeah. Good for water. That's
so good for them. Congratulations, water. I'm holding no ill will towards them.
I wonder if there's more coordination going on because I have. Well, I mean, you keep trying to get me to play, and I just haven't been feeling it with 3. I was a little disappointed with it. I should jump back in.
You should
with you. But we also have another group of friends who would love to squat up, and they're pretty good. They're definitely better than my wife and I. And I wonder if more people are coordinating on this.
I'm sure there are. I've joined Splatoon Discord to try to find people, and but I haven't been motivated to try to become extroverted more to try to get more people to play with, and so I haven't done it yet. But I've been meaning to try to get more people, and there were a lot of people in there in the Splatfest trying to get groups for other things because of that, especially during Splatfest. So normally, basically, you get when you queue up, you'll jump into a group of 8 people, which is 4v4. This is on the normal turf war, and then if you press the continue button, like to keep going, you'll actually stay within that 8 group, that group of 8 people, and it can just swap around who's on which team, so you guys will kind of stay together. During Splatfest, if you get a group of 4 people together, because they can't do that because everybody's picking a side, you actually stay with the group of 4 people. So if you have a group of 4 people, yes, it's much easier to just stay like that because no matter what, you're going to be versing 4 people anyways.
That's probably why they didn't put it into the game, is because it's built into Splatfest.
Yeah.
The ability to keep a team going. And
so I've played a lot. I've played Splatoon a lot. Not as much as some people, but a lot for all the people I know. And I know when you were playing, you had issues like where you were splitting up, like you were with your whoever you're playing with, and then you actually ended up on opposite teams
Yeah.
frequently. I've only
Hmm.
had that happen twice, maybe 3
Oh,
times. And I've played a lot with
interesting.
my brother-in-law and also my son. And I
I
think
wonder
there's
if
I think there is a system in place that
I
kinda
think so.
tries to keep the same team. And then
But I
if it
wonder.
can't, it will split you up.
Yeah, I wonder maybe if you like keep losing because I was sucking it up. So I wonder if that is it
Yeah.
too, where they maybe try to balance it.
I think I overthink it like you're trying to do because I don't think the system is that complicated. I feel like the system is actually just not very good because I don't find myself playing with the same like skill level as me. It's always all over the place. It's always like
Yeah,
sometimes I'm great, sometimes it's like a good game, and sometimes I just get stomped. So
which
it's
that is
never,
still the annoying part of the
yeah.
game.
And it does hit you hard too when you get stomped. Sometimes you get stomped. I get stomped like sometimes I'll get stomped like 5 to 10 games in a
Yeah,
row. And
and
it's just
so yeah, when
very
you look at the map
demoralizing.
afterwards, then you're like, "Did
Mhm.
I get any paint down?"
Yeah. So it is frustrating. I can understand it, but that's just PvP games in general. But Splatoon, for some reason, it hooks me, and I love it. I think it's so much fun. Just painting the ground just can be very calming, and then also killing other squid creatures
It is a
is
good.
it's fun.
I still think it's one of the best shooter intros for kids to get
Oh
into.
yeah,
And
it's
just
amazing. I
it's
love
kind of
it.
like that, and then maybe Fortnite, and then whatever. And then once they hit 13, they're just it's over.
Well, I think
Forget
the
about it.
difference. I think Splatoon's
They're going to
it's good
Call
for
of
kids. I
Duty.
think it's good for everybody, but I think it has its own. It's got its own mechanic that's
Yeah,
just like
no,
so
I'm not saying it's
unique.
just for
Yeah.
kids.
Oh no, I
It,
know.
that's a good thing. Like you and your kids can play it,
Yeah, that's
and
true.
it is very unique. But it's still technically a shooter,
Yes, it is. You're right. It is a shooter,
which
and
makes
it's
it
got
fun.
that motion too. The motion control, where I really think like
Do
PlayStation
you use the
has the
motion
capability of.
control?
Oh yeah, I do. Heck yeah, I do.
I hate
Makes
it.
it so much easier, and I hate it when it's not on. It drives me
You,
crazy.
I mean,
I
you can move around quicker, which is probably
you
why
move
I'm not very good at the game.
You can turn, you can also, man, it's once you get used to it too, and it makes me whenever I play like Destiny on my PS 5, I find myself moving the controller trying to aim,
I
and I'm
we
just like,
finally we reached the
ah,
point where you can move the controller and it moves your character, and I don't want it. Like
yeah.
what?
No,
Finally,
what's annoying too is I there was one first person shooter that did it, and the PlayStation controller can do it, but
yeah,
no first person shooters want to do it, even though it is
yeah,
actually better for aiming. They don't wanna
yeah.
do it. It's
Why not?
frustrating.
Why not just give the option at least?
Yeah,
You
I
know,
think I've seen it one time. I don't remember what game it was on, but there was one game I saw where they added that ability on PS5 or PS4, I think. It wasn't even PS5.
it was even
But,
yeah.
I just
I
wish we
know.
could because I know the PS4 can do it. I know the PS5 can do it because I
Well,
know there's motion control in this controller.
I think you guys talked about it last recording, but the VR PSVR 2 is coming out, so that's probably what
Yeah?
they're pumping money into.
Yeah. Well, that would be the I would think that would be the game developers actually adding it to their game, but, I mean, maybe it's a lot to ask. Maybe it's a
True,
lot to ask.
but like
Also,
I mean,
Xbox wouldn't have it,
you don't see
so
it in Sony's first party titles either. You know, they could be like, "Hey,
Oh!
use
Sorry.
oh oh
I was gonna say that's what it was. It was Fortnite. On the Fortnite and Nintendo
oh yeah,
Switch added that ability, that capability,
right."
but it's not on the PS5 for Fortnite,
I will
and it
admit
bugs me.
if I'm on handheld mode with the Switch, because
Yeah, I
Breath of the
agree.
Wild has it, a lot of Switch games have it. I will tend to use it more if it's in handheld. If it's on the screen, I can't even do it. It doesn't
I've
work. It doesn't
What's
compute.
actually funny is I'm the opposite. I don't really like it in handheld. I
Mm,
actually turn it off on handheld because I don't like
interesting.
moving around the Switch. It's too, like, heavy, and so it's kinda weird feeling,
You
and
gotta
so
hit the gym a little bit more,
I
buddy.
guess so.
It's about 0.8 ounces, I think.
It's just awkward feeling, all right?
I know what
Usually
you're
when I play
saying.
Splatoon in portable mode, I just literally prop my Switch up and use my Pro controller.
Oh, okay.
I don't hold it. Uh, But anyways,
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
yeah, I love that game, and I hope if you play it and you listen to this and you're in Discord, I'm usually calling people out to come play with me because
He
I like
has a
playing the game.
he has a whole
Mhm.
picture ready to go, asking people to play,
Yep,
and I
and I
just
threw it
ignore
in.
it.
Yep.
I always just ignore it. It's like, oh, I
Yep.
pretend like I didn't see it, and
So I've been trying to get people to play, but we have a lot of fun. I even have my brother-in-law. He even commented on something in chat because I've been playing Splatoon so much that I brought him into the our Discord because that's where I usually communicate with people in our Discord when I play games now.
nice. Oh,
Uh,
that's a good way to do it. Just drag people into it.
yeah,
Like, hey, you want
I
to
don't even
talk
think he
about that
listens to the
game
cast,
more?
but it's okay. Yeah, there you go.
Then
Uh,
meet me here.
so, anyways, we got one more thing coming out this Friday. This Friday, the 18th. Kind of a big deal. Pokemon Scarlet and Violet.
It's still
Are you
no
hyped
Sonic
for it?
Frontiers, but
No Sonic Frontiers, but I mean, it's not Sonic Frontiers. I mean, Sonic Frontiers is on Switch, so if you don't want to play Pokemon, it's there. It's there for you.
yeah, it's
But
probably the
Pokemon is
better
coming
choice.
out. Probably the better choice, for sure. But Pokemon is coming out, and I know Sonic Frontiers sounds amazing to you. But you'd probably get that on PS5 anyways, Tomas. But I know you're excited for
I
Pokemon.
am excited for Pokemon. Yeah,
You're excited for Pokemon. You got the Pokemon hype? Have you been looking into it at all?
Let me.
I've been looking into it. I probably won't get it when it first comes
Okay,
out.
that was
But
going to
I
be
have
my
been
question.
looking
Did
into it.
you
Oh
pre-order
wow,
it?
I already
No, I
pre-ordered
did
it.
not.
I
I
don't
will admit
normally
this cover
pre-order.
art looks fantastic. Like
Yeah,
way better than it usually does.
some of these new Pokemon look pretty cool too.
Yeah, I don't. I don't usually pre-order anymore. I've been burned too many times, and now I'm at the point where I
We've
wait for it
talked
to come
about that,
out,
yeah.
look at reviews, and then I'll get the game if I like it, or if somebody in my family
I
wants
mean,
it.
but it's Pokemon, right?
Exactly. Me and my son have a tradition now where whenever a
Oh,
Pokemon game comes out, we go and pre-order the dual pack where it has both of them,
Oh yeah,
and then we
yeah,
just split it up amongst us.
those
We pick one. So
I'm telling you right
yeah.
now, those packs, if you keep them in good condition, those are going to be the valuable ones. Like 10 years
yeah,
from now.
if you have the steel
Especially if you keep
books
it
and
sealed and stuff. Oh,
oh
yeah.
sealed. Well, we don't do that, but Pokemon games in general, they don't lose their value. They don't really
They
lose their
really
value
don't.
much.
They really don't.
So
I'm
that's
reselling the 3DS ones for a profit right
oh
now.
yeah,
Right.
I'm sure. I
Yeah.
have all of them too. I have like every Pokemon game.
Do you really?
I have every Pokemon since Black and White, I think,
Mm.
and
Was that
onward.
DS?
Yeah, that
See,
was
that's the thing.
DS.
I've never played a Pokemon game, and I know what, like, if you were to tell me, I could tell you what console it's on.
Mm.
Like that,
Well,
and
you're a game
that's the
seller,
power of
and
it. Yeah,
it's a
yeah,
big
but
one. Yeah,
still,
it's a big one.
it is a
Yeah,
big one.
Mm.
it's one of
I
the
didn't know
biggest
this was happening
sellers.
though. To be
Yeah,
honest, I didn't know this was
it's
coming out.
oh the Scarlet and Violet.
Yeah, I was not
Yeah,
aware.
it's coming out on the 18th. It's
I feel like the
looks
last one just
exciting.
came out
2
for
years?
Switch.
No, I think they're at a year now. Well, I think it was 2 years ago for Sword and Shield,
That one,
and then
yeah.
last year was Diamond, which is
But
was
that
the
was the
remake,
remake.
Oh,
which
gotcha.
Yeah.
was the remake, and then
But they
this
also
year we're
had
gonna have this one.
Arceus or
They did have
whatever.
Arceus as well, which I
Yeah.
think came out last year as well.
Dude, they are pumping them out faster than.
Yeah, some would say that they're pumping them out too fast,
Mm.
because
Yeah, right.
but they're making money, and I mean,
Yeah,
Arceus was
Yeah.
really popular,
that's just
so
simple supply and demand, dude. Like
yeah,
Yeah.
I got nothing against them. I don't even play it though.
yeah.
Mhm.
So I will say this though. I might play my first Pokemon game. However, you know how rare and like obscure I liked my games to be.
Yeah.
So I'm about to
Yeah.
beat Chrono Trigger on the DS.
Nice,
Mhm.
I've
nice.
been going back. I have a DSi XL, nice big giant screen to play my DS games on,
Oh, that's a
and
cool one, yeah.
I have a 3DS XL, which
Yeah.
works just as well. But the next game in line is Pokemon Conquest for the Nintendo
It's
Oh,
DS.
a good one. Yeah, it's a really good one.
You played that one?
Yes, I have
I
played it. I
haven't
haven't beaten it, but I
touched
have
it.
played it quite a bit. I need to actually finish it, but it's really fun.
Tomas, you played it too, or you know of
No,
it?
I haven't. I know of it. I've heard people that say they really like it,
Yeah, it's
but
like
I
it's
haven't
like
played
you
it.
take Pokemon and you put Fire Emblem, you like mix them together.
Right, with
And
Dynasty
that's it.
Warrior characters though.
Yeah, with like a because it's like supposed to be like feudal Japan.
Right,
Mm,
which you guys know my love of Dynasty Warriors, so it's like, okay,
Yeah,
that
I
might
totally agree.
that's it. So we'll see. We'll
It
see if I get into
it's
it. It's a long shot, but
yeah, it's really good though. So I hope you dig it. It's really good. Um, yeah, it's a good game. I've been meaning to get back into it because I never bought it. So it's one of
so
those
do you
games.
it's
The
dude,
only
that one went
way I've
up in
been able to play
price.
it. Yeah,
If you
I
don't
remember
think
because I remember seeing it for like $20 all over the place,
oh yeah,
and I
now
can't a
it's
long time ago, and I was
now it's
like, because it was a budget
80,
title. It
80
came out like
minimum.
at $20, and I
Mm,
was like, oh man, I should just buy this, and I never did
should have,
because I'm
yeah.
cheap. And then now it's one of those games that's just huge.
Yeah,
Well, it's one
a
of those
hundred
obscure games, those rare games.
if you want it with the case and everything, it's $100 you're looking at.
I'm
oh
not
wow.
surprised at all. It's Pokemon number one, and it's also an obscure title.
It's one of those
That was
obscure ones.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
They kind of came out and fell off because I
what did you
Tomas just said he's a Pokemon person and he's never even heard of it
Yeah,
before.
I never played it, yeah.
what
Um,
would you play it on, Alan? What DS console do you got? Or 3DS?
so I have a new 3DS. I have the new 3DS XL.
Oh yeah,
I
yeah.
have the
What
Zelda
color?
one. I
Oh,
have the
what?
Zelda one, not the really fancy Zelda one, not the Majora's Mask, the regular Zelda one, uh,
The regular. Yeah,
the
because
regular one.
they need
Yeah,
to make I can't believe they haven't made a Zelda Switch one. Yeah, it's they
I feel like with the ones that they've been coming out with, we're gonna get one for Breath of the Wild 2.
they
So,
better. Anyways,
but uh, I love my 3DS. I still play it consistently.
it's a it's great.
A wonderful console. It's much more convenient to take with me than my Switch.
Hmm.
But anyways, oh yeah, we got sidetracked. Which version are you playing? Do you want to get Tomas out of Scarlet and Violet, or have you even thought of it?
I would like the Scarlet one, the one with the kinda like dragon guy on the front.
Yeah, I think I want Violet. My son keeps switching back and forth. I've already decided that I'll just take whatever he doesn't take. That's usually
Yeah.
what I end up doing. Violet looks better to me because it's supposed to be so that the theme is Violet is like the future, and then Scarlet is the past. So
Oh, okay.
there is
Clever.
a theme. Now, granted, there's still the same story set in the same time, but that's the
Yeah,
theme of them. So like the
yeah.
the 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 legendary and Violet is more of a futuristic looking one, whereas the Scarlet is more of a
I was
more primitive.
noticing that, and I was curious why, but that makes sense,
Yeah.
so
So I'm more of a futuristic type person, so I like the Violet. The seven
Mhm.
the that one looks better to me,
Yeah,
Violet.
yeah.
But I'm excited about it. We'll see. But we apparently have an indie week, and we actually have had this indie week before because I know I've talked about
Yes.
it before. But
Okay,
I
good.
know I will say not to be a stalker, Kyle, but every once in a while when I'm playing Splatoon, I go over to my friends list. Ooh, look who's
Oops.
online, and there's Kyle
I,
playing Disco Elysium. So,
yeah,
what did you want to talk
yeah.
about, Kyle?
I told you I just ignore those splat texts.
Mhm.
Well, so like I said earlier, I got sick, and I've been meaning to beat this game because I got stuck on it. So, like you said, we talked about it before, and I loved it, but I got stuck, and that was months ago, maybe even like a year ago.
I did as well, so I'm with you. I got really stuck and I just kind of fell off.
So yeah, so I've been hooked on detective stuff. So yeah, so side note, there's this TV show called The Sinner, starring Bill Pullman, and I don't binge watch shows, but I watched all 4 seasons in like a week because it was so
Mhm.
good. Like when a show's good, you
Yeah.
you watch the entirety of a series, and then I found out it's canceled, and was like, this is stupid.
Oh.
I was pissed. Um,
Yeah,
so
it
like I
would
had
be.
this like I just had a craving. Like I need my fix of like detective stuff, and I was like, oh, there's got to be
Mhm.
video games, right? And I circled back, looked through all my games, was like, oh yeah, Disco. Why not go back and beat it? So I ended up rebuying it on the Switch because I have it on PlayStation 4.
Mhm.
And I was like, but I'm sick, so I got to be able to lay down in my bed. Oh,
Yeah.
this is why the Switch exists. This is made for this. So I went and bought it on the Switch and just started a brand new game. And I've probably mentioned this before, but if I haven't, I hate restarting games. Hate it.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan, especially ones like this one where I know
This
there's a
one,
ton of text.
there's a
So
ton of
you're
dialogue.
yeah, so but I
I
have a bad
agree.
feeling if I ever went back to it, I'm gonna have to do the same, unfortunately.
I almost
Well,
always restart.
yeah, you do restart,
Almost always, yeah.
which that's just fine if you do. It's just I hate it. However, with this game, I wanted to. I wanted to
Mm,
redo everything. I wanted to try a different skill set, and it was and I already knew how to do some things. But that being said, I ended up beating the game finally. Thank goodness. I
oh, yeah?
Nice.
did. I did have to look up where I got stuck because I got stuck in the same exact spot. And I was like,
Uh-huh.
I looked up one part and I was like, oh, it's because once you solve that piece of the puzzle, like you can't go back. It was like a big point in the game where it's like everything changes. So I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense. So the thing
Yeah.
is, when I replayed it, there was doors that I had opened before that I could not figure out. Like on my own. I was like, I know I opened that door the first time I played. Why can't I find the key for it? Like, and I could not. I just couldn't do it. And
Yeah.
maybe I messed up talking to someone
Mhm,
because you can misroll stuff and you can piss people off and then
mhm,
eventually I was like, you know what? I got to go beat it. I can't go. I just can't keep digging. And since I did beat it, it's a big relief. It's one of those moments like, man, like you're saying, Alan, if I ever go back, and I did, and it's well worth
mhm.
it. Um, the game goes on sale. It just went on sale for PlayStation.
Yeah.
I recommend it if you like text heavy point and click adventures.
Yeah.
Um,
Mm.
and it
It's
was
kind of like it I didn't mean to cut you off, but it kind of reminds me of like go over describe it as like a tabletop RPG,
yeah,
but put on screen.
yeah, because you do
Has a
have the
lot to
skill
do with
checks,
die rolls and
a lot
things
of
like
die
that.
rolls.
Yeah.
Now, let me
Mm.
ask you this, Alan. I don't know if you remember. Did you use the quick save feature a lot? Because there was sometimes when like the skill check was like you're at 58%, which is almost 50-50, and I'd miss it and I'd be like, oh, just load up that quick save because I'm not missing
Yeah.
this. Okay, good.
I was abusing that from time to time. I tried not to, but
Yeah,
I there's some times where I was just like, God, I really just want to get past this.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
There were some things that I just have to move on. I'm re-rolling
Mhm.
and
because
we're moving on.
sometimes when you fail, it's like you have to you have to try to think of it in a completely different way to get past the situation, and
Yeah, or you have to go
it gets
level up.
exhausting every once in a while.
It does, and so exactly. I try not to, like you said, not abuse it, but there's sometimes like we're moving on from this.
Yeah.
I'm reloading, but especially towards end game, there's conversations that you're sitting there like just in real time for like half an hour, and there's just skill checks and rolls throughout the conversation. You're like, I'm not sitting through that again. Like, there's
Yeah.
no way I'm reloading and sitting through another half hour just to hopefully re-roll. So,
Mhm.
and I know there's multiple endings. I didn't look them up because I want to replay it again one day.
Yeah.
But you could just tell, right? You
Mhm.
just know with that kind of game that there's multiple endings based on what all the characters said at the end and kind of gave
Yeah, yeah.
a summary of what you did. So I highly recommend this game if you like a chill out detective, almost philosophical game
Oh,
because
and I think it has a full voice cast, right? Like I think
yeah,
everything is spoken, which means you
yeah,
don't have to read everything, which is pretty
because
cool.
they did went back and updated it all. When the
Yeah.
game
Mm,
first came out, it was not, but you could just listen to it, and that's what I did. I popped in headphones
Mhm.
because there's some language in the game, but I, the Switch has Bluetooth now, and
Yeah,
I got
it's
those
pretty cool
Bluetooth
actually.
headphones, which is like, what, you couldn't have that from the beginning, Switch. Anyways, yeah, if you just want to chill out, detective and philosophical game, there's the one last note. There's your body in the game will talk to you, and when I
mm,
say
Mhm.
body, I mean every like very specific parts, like the limbic system, this like all the different parts of your body will be like, hey, you should do this, and then another part will be like, no, that's stupid, you should say this, and you're like,
Yeah.
and like the first time you play through, you're like, what the hell do I listen to? Like, who? Okay, I'm gonna go with this, and it's told like it's usually wrong, and then the part will talk to you like, yeah, don't listen to me, I'm always wrong, and you're like, oh my gosh. So, but it's so well done, and like you said, the voice acting is spot on, and
Yeah.
so many twists and turns, and yeah, I'm still thinking about it today. I beat it a while ago, so that's
Oh,
the indie
cool.
of the week. It's who's the company that did it? It's on everything, by the way. Switch, everything from
Uh-huh.
Switch to PC. Um, but it's called the Final Cut because it
Yeah, the Final Cut. Yeah.
yeah, they have all the patches updated. It did crash on me, I want to say twice on the Switch.
Mm-hmm.
But that I just leave it in sleep probably all the time. And so it's basically like on for, you know, 72 hours at a time.
Yeah.
So anyways,
For
I
sure.
cannot find the dev. Definitely worth a play if you're into
Oh,
those
I
kind
was
of
just looking
games.
at it.
Is it ZAUM? Anyways, check it out. That's the indie of the week. Worth a play.
Alrighty then. Yep, that was the end of the week, and I guess we can move on to our soapboxes now. Um,
Yeah.
and I'm just gonna go first. I want to go
All
first.
right, you go.
So I'm just
Nice,
gonna take
nice.
this
No,
and run.
that's
Uh,
that's the benefit of hosting.
Yeah.
so I want to talk about backups. I think we've talked about a little bit here and there. So not too long ago, I was playing with my DS, and I was trying to play some games. It was like 2 days ago. I started messing with it, but a little bit before that, I thought about backing it up because in next year they're shutting down the online store. So
Mm-hmm.
I was
Oh
thinking
yeah.
maybe it's
Ooh, that's coming
time
up.
to hack my 3DS.
I thought
So
you did.
I didn't do it until recently. I talked about it,
I thought
but I
you
never
modded
hacked
it
my
though
3DS.
to play.
I did a long time ago. I modded the original 3DS,
Okay, okay.
and I've modded it to be able to hook up to a TV, which is actually great. And I
Yeah.
really wish I didn't sell that console, but I
Oh, you
did.
sold it.
Yeah, I
Oh.
sold it. I was streaming at the time, and so I was using it a lot. I actually played Link Between Worlds that way on streaming, and it was actually really cool. And I did a lot of Mario Kart on the DS at that time.
Nice.
But so this time I did a software hack. So I'm modifying the software to be able to play backed up games. So you can back up DS games, 3DS games, even the internal digital games that uh, you've purchased from the eShop.
Yeah.
So I've been messing with that quite a bit. And yesterday,
Uh-oh.
I pull out a game
Uh-oh.
called Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. I got a
Mm-hmm.
weird itch to play it. I was like, you know what? I want to play this game again. I started it and I got pretty far and then I stopped. And so I put it in my 3DS. It doesn't show up. I'm going, what the heck's going on? I put another game in my 3DS, works fine. I try like a bunch of games, everything works fine. Keep putting this thing in and out, nothing. I tried in my
Oh,
son's DS, nothing. I go
no.
and get 91%. It's called the alcohol. 91% alcohol to start cleaning the
Oh yeah. Isopropyl,
uh,
right?
yeah, isopropyl alcohol, and start cleaning the connectors. Nothing. I cannot get this cart working. Like, there's nothing I can do to get this cart working. I have it sitting right here. I have no idea how I'm going to get this thing to work right now. Fortunately, my son also owns the game, so I took
Mm-hmm.
his copy and I tried it on my 3DS. It works fine. I backed it up. And now I have a digital version of it on my 3DS. But this cart does not work. I have a 3DS cart that does not work. And I looked it up and it is possible. Apparently, it's not like a super common, but it's possible. I was thinking about uh, maybe if you had any ideas, Kyle, about trying to fix it.
What
But
what what was the game again?
it's called Pokemon Super Mystery Dungeon. It was for the
Oh, okay.
3DS.
Yeah.
Yeah. This was a
Um,
used copy too, but
uh,
uh yeah, I cannot for the life of me figure out cuz like even like looking at the connectors, like I was trying everything when I was looking it up, I could not get it to work.
yeah.
But it just started making me think that like backing up the games and things is kind of important cuz this stuff
Yeah,
just happens.
that's a really good example of it too.
Yeah, this is the first time this has happened to me with a 3DS game or a DS game for that matter. Like I've never had any issues with physical cards. I've had issues with with discs, like with scratches and things like that.
Hmm.
But
Mhm.
I've never had issues with with cartridges. So this is like the first time this has happened, and the cart doesn't even look bad. It looks like a brand new cart. Does not look bad at all. So I'm not
Yeah.
sure what happened or what's going on in this cart. And so I don't know. I don't know if you can think of anything else. I even like looked online and people were saying like, well, sometimes the connectors inside need to be bent back into place. So I was
Oh,
looking at them and I couldn't see anything that was like off. It all looks fine. I keep my 3DS in pretty good condition. I mean, I try to keep my consoles in good condition. So
yeah, yeah, you
see
do.
I cannot see why like this is happening. But anyways, moral of the story is I've now modded my console to be able to play backup games. And so is this something you guys do at all? I know Kyle, you flirted with it before, but I don't know how
Um,
into it you are
yes,
anymore.
yes. I'm trying to think. I'm about to do. I'm not. I don't know about. Eventually, I guess I'm going to do it with GameCube games on the
Because
Wii
of the disc rot, yeah.
because those games will be gone and they're already just disintegrating and people take terrible care of them.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So I will do that for that purpose on the Wii, hopefully soon because I bought a just you know like an old Wii to
I need
purposely
to
mod it
I
and
need to
do that.
figure out my Wii because I modded it. But I can't I
Yeah,
seem to have a hard time playing uh the ISOs. But
yeah,
I
and
think it might be
everything I look up.
the SD configuration I have for the saving them. I think it might be just crappy,
Yeah,
so I might have to get a better one.
we're getting really into the weeds with it, but
Yeah,
yeah, everything that I've read, and I've modded stuff before, but everything I've read looks so difficult and annoying. And everyone says it's so easy, but so yeah, I've had one instance with a 3DS game not working. However, I bought it was a brand new game. It was Detective Pikachu, and I sold it. And the guy that bought it said it didn't work. And like, here's the thing: like, how do I know that
yeah,
they didn't have a broken one already? And sent it back. And then I went to
Yep.
return it to Walmart, and they don't take back open games. They just
Hmm.
you can get a different one, but it was a clearanced 3DS game. They don't sell
yeah,
3DS games anymore, so I was stuck with a broken Detective Pikachu, and it was there was like a burn on it, like from the
Oh,
inside, like whatever was on the inside, like burned. Like I don't
yeah.
know
huh?
if there's an internal battery or what, but that was the only time I didn't get a 3DS game to work. And I mean, it just happens, right? Like I don't know. Maybe that's what happened to yours. If you were to open up the cart and look
Yeah,
inside,
I
like
haven't
there
opened
was.
it up. I haven't gone that far yet because I mean,
I mean, you might as
don't
well.
tell anybody. But I was thinking about taking it to GameStop and just selling it to them because they don't usually check.
True,
Uh,
Hmm.
but
you could
I
do
don't know
that.
yet. Yeah, because it's a legit copy. It's a legit copy. So it's just it's unfortunate. It
Yeah,
bothers me that it happened. I mean, now I have a digital copy, which is nice. But the issue was going back to saves. I have a save on here,
that's true.
and it's not there anymore now. So
You could always just buy a loose copy on eBay. I know it's just extra money and it sucks, but You already have the
Well,
case for it, so you just replace the
yeah, but I
card.
already have what I'm saying is, I have a save
Oh,
on
the
here. Like, I
save
don't
on
really
the yeah,
care.
I get what
It's
you're saying,
on the
yeah.
cartridge, yeah,
Yeah,
that
I
I
missed
can't
it,
have
yeah.
access to anymore,
That
because I
is
can't connect it. So that means I have to start
yeah.
over. Like, even in getting another copy, I'd still have to do the same thing, uh,
I mean, that's the beauty
unfortunately.
of now, like, we're saving to the cloud, right? So that really won't be an issue moving forward with
Yeah.
games. But
Yeah,
for
but
the older retro stuff, yeah, like,
so
if you lose a memory card for PS2, that's it. You're not going back to that save.
so this goes back to, so how do you guys feel? Okay, so how do you go into, like, more of the legality of it? Like, how do you feel about
Hmm.
downloading backups? Like, not like new game backups, like retro games, because we're in this weird market now where retro games are becoming, you just said Pokemon Conquest. While I would admit it's a great game, it is not worth $100. How do you feel about downloading games that are no longer for sale,
Ah,
first party, that you can
interesting.
only get from secondhand? But, like, if it's a game like that, like, where it's super expensive for some stupid reason and it's not worth that. Like, you just wanna play it. You don't really care about the collecting.
That's man, that's a great question.
Yeah, that's a good question. As someone who doesn't make their money off of video games, I'm like, whatever, do what you want. But at the same time, I do kind of understand it, like from a collector's point of view. Like if you have this thing and no one else has bothered to take care of it and someone wants to buy it from you, then they should have to pay
Oh,
X
no, I
amount
don't
of
care if you sell it for a high price if you want to. What I'm
no,
talking about is more of the
but I'm
moral ground of downloading a game that's retro you cannot purchase or get from the initial developers, but the only way to get it is secondhand, and with this market, now they're very expensive.
yeah,
So
so
does
like
it does it make it okay?
So like what I'm just saying is I guess what I'm saying is I don't really know. Like cuz me personally, I'm not someone who makes profit off of this. I would say morally, yeah, you're probably in the wrong cuz it's always morally wrong to take something. But at the same time, it's you can't access it and you have a way to access it. So I don't know if you're crossing a moral.
Yeah,
It's a it's a gray area for
Yeah,
sure.
it's
What are
it
you gonna
is
say,
gray
Kyle?
area.
yeah.
Um, and that's some good points on that, Tomas. Like, it's always if you're taking something and if you're morally conflicted with it, then it's morally wrong. If you
Yeah,
Yeah,
feel bad about it, then don't do it.
for
yeah.
Right?
sure.
Like, if there's any part of you that's like, we shouldn't be doing this, I feel bad, then don't do it. I will confess, when Xbox 360 came out, you know, me and a buddy, we were running a racket on that. Like,
Mhm.
no joke. We were modding them. My buddy was modding them. I was selling games, just burned copies of 360
Yeah.
games, brand new. Right? This wasn't like retro stuff. This was
Mhm.
brand new at the time. So, um,
Yeah, I remember
Xbox,
that.
Microsoft eventually started cracking down, and my Xbox got banned, and
Yeah.
you
Mine
know,
did
you
as well.
you couldn't play the burn games anymore. Yeah, so they're like, oh, we got to probably do something about this. But
Mhm.
it was a good while, and at the time, I didn't give a what. I was like, this is great.
Yeah.
The downside to that at the time was I had a stack of games that I wanted to play, but I never got around to playing because I had just too much. There's just
Yeah,
too much, and
that
so
is always the issue with it for sure.
that's yeah. Like you go like I did that with the PSP too, right? And I want to download everything, and it's like, but
Mm.
you're not. There's no amount of time in any human's life to just play every
I have
game.
this
Yeah.
I have this
Yeah.
giant list of I've downloaded all these games. They're on this console now. I'm ready to play. I can't pick what I want to play. What do I want to play? What do I want to sit down and try to work
Yeah,
my way through?
exactly. And so I've since had a change of heart, right? Um I'll be honest with you. I have found Jesus, and my morals have changed, like Tomas was saying, and I no
Mm.
longer want to do that. And I have purchased games and here's an example: Cubivore on the GameCube can only play it
Mm.
on GameCube. It is a $500 game minimum
Whoa.
just for the disc.
Mm.
And I was like, I just want to go play it because my brother had it when we were kids. He probably bought it for $30, and it was a stupid little game where you're a cube and you eat other cubes and you evolve.
Yeah.
And so I was like, oh, that's $500 now. What? Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
So, but I ended up, I sold a bunch of other stuff and just bought it. Now, as
Oh.
far as backing up, like you said, Alan, that's different. I think there's two different camps, right? Where
Yeah, for
Mm.
you
sure.
back your games up because the possibility they just die, and then
Yeah.
you have it, right? You have the copy of it. I've also done it where I have the Japanese copy, but I'll download the American version because the Japanese copy of Cubivore is $50, not
Mm.
500. Because I don't know what we're doing
Mm.
over here in America, but we're losing our minds with
Yeah.
collecting.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
ridiculous.
So,
Yeah.
backups, that's different. I'm going to back up the GameCube games I own, but the
Mm.
temptation's still there to just get whatever game. Now, there's a game lost too. Now that digital is a thing and there's only digital
Mhm.
coming out, I think
Mm.
that's different too. You know, where you can't buy it at all. When
Mhm.
the stores start shutting down, but you can download it on another website, then honestly, I would probably do that. So, like you said,
Yeah,
there's a lot of gray.
there's a lot of
Really,
gray.
if
Yeah,
I go back to if it feels bad, don't do it. And there's so many other
Yeah.
games
yeah,
that are affordable that you could just go pay for and under
yeah.
$10. It's not.
I
Mm.
I personally don't think it's that big of a deal. If there's no legal way to purchase it from the producer, then I don't think it matters anymore. It
Right.
comes
Yeah.
into
If
an
it's
area
lost,
where you can get a like if there's no way to get it and the only way to get it is a physical copy and the only way to get the physical copies is through secondhand sellers, it's fair game at that point. But if it is still available to get through the original means or on current hardware, then you probably should,
right.
go with the
And
funds.
yeah, I don't fully agree with you on that one.
That's fine.
I
You
think you
don't need
should
to.
get, yeah, which is great. But
That's
but it also brings up another point of like, why isn't Nintendo, specifically Nintendo, like releasing more like older games on their current hardware? Like, why
yeah.
not?
I don't know.
Because
Yeah.
I would pay money for some of their older
Yeah, a
stuff.
lot of people would. There's a lot of games that are becoming popular now that weren't then. But
So
yeah, we'll move off of that though because we've been talking about for a little bit
it's a
here. I
good one.
appreciate the input just because it was happening to me very recently.
Yeah,
Just a lot of the
that
issues.
sucks, man. Sorry.
Yeah, it's just a weird happenstance, but I moved past it. But anyways, well, why don't we go with I don't know what yours is, Kyle. Winter Games. I don't know what that was. So
Yeah.
why don't you go
So
for
there
it?
is a link there, and
I
it'll
did
take
click at
you.
it. And it was an article. I was confused.
Yeah,
Continue.
it'll take you to Batman Arkham City for the Wii U. It is the Armored Edition. And so what I said by Winter Games, I was totally trying to throw you guys off. We all kind of just threw in some obscure titles for our soapbox. I noticed, um, but there's such a thing for me as a winter video game, and usually it's Batman. Red Dead was kind of there. God of War might take it this year. Who knows? But there's certain games that you play in the winter and it feels like winter. And Batman, all the Batman games are like that because it's just constantly raining on you and you're slightly depressed. And so I had a hankering to play Arkham. I know Gotham Knights is out, but it's not. It's its own game, right? Gotham Knights is its own thing, and I'll play that eventually. But I have Arkham City on the Wii U, and the bonus of it, excuse me, the bonus for Arkham City on Wii U is that you get this armored, like electro shock thing armor that builds up as you're fighting, and it like builds up a charge, and you can like get extra speed and extra damage and finish fights quickly. So I'm like, great, what better way to play Batman than like a faster way to beat it? Because I've already beat it a couple times. I just want to kind of play through the story. I don't want to get everything. I definitely ain't getting all the Riddler trophies. You for sure I ain't doing that. But yeah, I've never played it on the Wii U. This article that I linked to it says it's not great on the Wii U because it overuses the gamepad. But I think it's going to be exciting to play as
Mhm.
Batman with a gamepad in my hand and
Yeah.
use that just use
Yeah.
that constantly. Like that's kind of I'm kind of excited for it. And maybe it'll turn out to be too much. Who knows? I'll let you guys know. I haven't started it yet because I just beat the other game. But I really last year I played Last of Us 2. That was a winter game, and that one
Mm.
was too scary. I can't be playing that kind of crap again. Um, so I'm really excited to be playing Arkham City again because it's been long enough that I forgot all the little
Yeah.
stuff and all the I know who the main guy is and everything, but all the stuff
Mhm.
in between is what really counts. So
Yeah.
we'll see what it's like on the Wii U, and hopefully
Yeah,
that
that
Yeah.
could be
that
interesting.
bonus, the armored edition, will
Mhm.
kind of speed things up so I don't get stuck on it too long.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
hope it's good. I mean, I've that's one of my things I loved about the Wii. I loved that little screen, and with the games that utilized it well were just highlights, and it would be nice because I think I almost bought Arkham Origins. I think I remember trying to hunt it down because I think
Yeah,
that has a there's a Wii U version as well
it does.
that also has
Mhm.
like a little bonus on it, and so I had the itch recently to play Arkham Origins, and it is I've been meaning to just play it on the PlayStation Extra, just to try it
Mm.
out
Mhm.
to see
Mhm.
how the cloud because it's a streaming one.
Mhm.
So I was thinking about trying it out
Yeah,
just to
I'd be
see how
curious.
well it would work. But yeah, but I thought about getting it for the Wii U just because I hadn't played it on the Wii U before, and it might be extra interesting to use
That'd be
that
great.
gamepad again.
If you got Origins and I went through City, that'd be cool to kind of compare.
Well, City's going to be obviously better, but I do like Origin's
Yeah,
story, and it also made me
Yeah.
feel like,
I'm not
God, I
saying
love
which
that
one's
because
better. I just want to hear
I'm
like
gonna
our
have to see
experience on the Wii U.
how expensive it is now. Now I'm curious how
They're cheap.
expensive Arkham.
They're cheap on the Wii U right now. And
Really?
I
I wonder
say
why.
right now because I'm pretty
Mhm.
sure the Wii U games are going to go up in price because there's not a lot of them. Yeah, there's already
Oh, really? I
stuff on
wonder
the
why they're
Wii
gonna
U
go.
that's going crazy.
Oh yeah, they're
Big,
not too bad. I'd probably go for under $20, but
yeah, you get it for
uh,
15, I bet. If you just want the
that's
disc, you
there's
probably
a
get it for
couple.
10. But yeah, the Wii U it didn't sell a lot, and so not a lot of games got printed, and so that's why it's going to be rare. And it's it
Mhm.
may be Nintendo's last disc-based system. Who knows?
Mhm.
Yeah, at this point, I mean, I feel like we're on the verge of getting another Switch. I think we're getting
Yeah,
close
it does
to
seem
that
like
happening,
it's that time.
but I think people keep saying that, so who knows?
Yeah, people have been saying that for years, right?
Exactly. So it's like, who knows if I'm even
But
close to being.
it'll be 6 years old to come March. I
Mhm.
think is when it came
That's
out or
true. It's
whatever.
true. All right.
So
Well, I think if you're done with what you were thinking, we'll go over to Tomas and let him finish us off
hmm
on what he has to say.
So my thing isn't very long. I was working on some book stuff this week, and I was doing trying to do some short stories and stuff like that. Which, by the way, I posted a new short story on the website. Uh, but I was looking for something to watch while I work, just something to have on in the background while I work.
hmm
And I found this show on Netflix called High Score. Have you guys seen this?
Yes. Okay. Yeah. I have the like a bit of a documentary.
Yeah, about how the gaming industry kind of got its legs under him. It stops around, I think the Super NES is about where it stops. It doesn't talk about 64 or anything like that. Uh, but some of these early games and how they started, and uh, you know, their inspirations and things like that. And so, like I said, my thing isn't very long. It was really interesting to watch how these giants like Nintendo and Sega came about, and how, for example, like Atari kind of drowned here in
Mm-hmm.
the West, and gaming video games kind of drowned here in the West, and how they had to revitalize them in the 90s and things like that. And
Yeah.
it it was actually a really cool documentary, and I wanted to plug it and recommend it if you guys are interested. Uh I actually found myself watching more of that than doing my work, so
That's the
that was a little
downside,
bit of a
right? Yeah.
problem.
You find a good
Yeah,
show.
but it's really good. I highly recommend it. It's similar to shows like The Toys That Made Us and The Movies That Made Us and
Yeah.
stuff like
It's
that.
really well done.
Yeah.
That shoot, what was I gonna say? It's oh, I totally blanked on what I was gonna say. It is I did a speech on that um
Oh yeah.
in my speech class not too long ago. Yeah, about the video game crash that happened,
Hmm.
and yeah, and how like video games almost didn't exist because of that crash, because yeah, it was just like
Yeah.
it was going up, 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 and then the crash happened, and they definitely had to revitalize it, and
Yeah.
and
And
then Doom came out, and Doom was
yeah,
the
that
big
was the
one.
one that actually really fascinated me, is how these guys developed and marketed Doom. Like
Oh
essentially
yeah,
they marketed the game before they even had it. And then after it was marketed, I remember the creator was like, "All right, so we've hyped everyone up. Everyone's excited for this. Everyone wants this game. Now we got to make it."
yeah, you better make it good too.
So I really found it interesting, and especially how they got computers to work for them, how video game systems used to outdo computers. Like that was mind blowing to me.
Hmm.
Like back when you're talking like the Atari and stuff, it did more than what a computer could do.
I know it was a wild time. It's very
Yeah.
interesting. Yeah, that's a good one. And it's narrated by the real Mario. Will the real Mario please
Uh
stand up? I'm looking it up so I know his name. Don't I'm
yeah,
not.
I
It's
don't
Charles
remember.
Martinet, the
Okay.
guy that does all the Mario video game voices,
Mhm. Hmm.
not the other that Chris whatever.
The Chris Pratt one.
Yeah, not that guy.
Yeah.
Um, yeah,
Anyways,
it's a good
so
one. Good choice.
that's my soapbox. Just a little recommendation for you guys.
All right.
Have you
Sounds
seen it,
good.
Alan?
Yeah, have you seen it?
Are you aware of it, Alan?
Uh,
Are you there?
no, I don't
Oh,
know.
okay.
You haven't seen it? You should see it. I think you'd really like it, Alan. I think it's definitely up your alley.
All
Yeah, it's
right.
definitely a
Yeah.
good like in the background
Yeah, definitely.
kind of thing.
Okay.
Hmm.
I'll have to check it out then for sure. All right.
Yeah. I mean, you
Well,
have to now, is what we're saying.
apparently I'm
Uh,
gonna go check it out. All right. We will have to continue in the next episode. We'll see what we can come up with for the next time. We'll try to do within 2 weeks. So
yes,
we'll
sir.
see if I can get these people together and do that in two
You do
weeks
well,
time.
sir.
We'll
Yeah,
see.
you do
We'll
fine.
see. We'll see what we can do. But until then, thanks for joining us. Feel free to join a Discord and whatever else, and hopefully hear from you soon. Yeah, I'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Good night.